Good afternoon to the citizens of St. Bernard Parish. Today is Wednesday, May 6th, Nurses Day, and another day has gone by in this COVID-19 saga here in St. Bernard Parish. As we do every day, we're going to start off with our personal prayer for those who lost their lives and for those family members who have lost loved ones. Thank you. We will go right into our numbers today. The ldh.la.gov website did not update their numbers as of this time, and we have a busy schedule today, so I wanted to make sure we did this update. Our hospital numbers are actually down. If you can believe that, we're already way down, but our census is at 23. Our COVID patients are at 4 now, and we have 0 ventilator patients like we have for probably the last week or so. So everything is looking good for our numbers. There's a lot of data out there that is going around, and this week what's going to be happening is Region 1 is going to meet with some doctors from around the state and the people at LDH who are putting the numbers together. So Mayor Cantrell, President Chang, President Lapine, and myself and staff will be meeting to take a deep dive on all of this data and what it means going forward and how we can compare to parishes in the state and counties around the country. So I'm looking forward to that update. I talked to the governor last night. He was very, very positive about what's going on in Louisiana. We talked for a good 15 minutes about the data, about his decision-making process, and what it kind of might look like going forward. Again, remember, he cannot tip his hand one way or the other because he receives that data. He's going to be receiving all of this data and making the decision over the weekend and making an announcement on Monday. I can tell you this, our governor wants to get our economy going. He wants to get our economy open. And he knows the frustrations that we're having at the 64 parishes, especially here in St. Bernard Parish, where our numbers are very low. Our community is busting at the seams to get out and do things. Our businesses all want to open, and it's creating some problems for us in enforcement. But I assured the governor that our community is doing everything that we can to make sure that we continue to do the social distancing and to do the hard work to make sure that our numbers stay low. Our business community, those who are still closed, have plans to open, and they're all very, very responsible. So the governor sends his prayers to St. Bernard Parish, and we look forward to his update on Monday, and we always send our prayers back to the governor and all the things that he has going on and the decision making that he has to make. So I wanted to thank him for the phone call last night. And as we move forward here into these numbers, you know, we got an increase yesterday at 22, right? So that was a big number. I got some emails on that compared to what we've been doing. Now, today we don't have our numbers, so we're looking forward to that. But I keep saying that these numbers have to be looked at over a long period, maybe a 2-week period, and those numbers flatten out, and it gives you a better look of what we're looking at. So I wanted to try to today put on my teacher's cap and just give you a sense or an analogy or an example of why that is. And sometimes my students used to have to sit through some of my examples, and I hope it makes some of them think. But for you, I wanted to make sure I tried to give you an example of what we're talking about. You know, if you're going out for a 5-minute run and you leave your house at 4 o'clock and you look at your watch or your phone and it's 4 o'clock, and you go on that 5-minute run and you get back and it's 4:05, right? Well, when you looked at your watch, it could have been 4 o'clock in 1 second or 4 o'clock in 59 seconds, right? Because it just said 4 o'clock. And when you finished, it could have been 5 minutes and 1 second or 5 minutes and 59 seconds. So there's a possibility there in a 5-minute run that you can be off somewhere between 20 and 40%, right? So if that run was an hour, that percentage is way, way down than the 20 or 40%. You know, so 1 minute off in a 5-minute run and a 1 minute off in an hour run, you're only 1/60th of off. So I hope that can kind of explain what we're looking at here. This COVID-19 is a marathon, and that's why I used that example. It's a marathon, and we can't look at these numbers day to day to day. And when we give our updates, we want to make sure we do that, but keep mindful of what's happening in the long haul for the state of Louisiana and for our community. The governor says something all the time, that you do not want to fight for the same terrain twice. Remember, he's a military guy. You don't die and spill your blood for the same terrain twice. And that's what's in his mind. I want to make sure that you guys know when he moves forward, he never wants to move back. So he's going to be careful. He's going to be very precautious in what he does in the decision making that he brings down to our community. So I wanted to make sure I got that out there. I hope that puts it in perspective for you. If not, keep sending emails and I'll keep trying to explain it. I want to talk about the flyover today. We're going to leave here right after this update today. The weather looks absolutely beautiful. Mr. Andrew is ready to go. His plane is ready to go, and our flight plan has been entered into whatever system it is we enter into before we take off. So everything's ready to go. It's going to be safe. We're going to be going behind the Blue Angels today, and I hope they have a great flight. I know it's not in their plans to fly over our hospital here in St. Bernard Parish, but you might be able to see the Blue Angels off to the north on the other side of the 40 Orphan. And in Poydras, they should be flying right over St. Bernard Parish. So depending on how to get back to the base, they may fly over St. Bernard Parish again. And we're hoping that they fly over our hospital, which is the reason why we're doing our flyover today. I'm looking forward to it, and it's going to be exciting. And remember, we keep in mind all of the healthcare workers, the first responders, the fire department employees, our sheriff's deputies, and our EMTs. So to all of our firefighters here at Shaman Government, I hope you guys are able to see us fly over your fire station today, because what you do every single day, not just during this COVID-19, means so much to our community. And we have the best fire department in the state of Louisiana, and I'm going to say in our country, and no one could tell us otherwise about that. So I do want to remind people of our community to wear your mask if you can. If you're going to be around people, especially indoors, wear a mask if you're going to be within 6 feet or walking by someone. It'll help us expand our businesses here, or our economic engine here. We can open it a little bit more if we can get people to wear a mask. It's very difficult. It's hard for me to put a mask on all the time, but I'm trying harder and harder every day. It's kind of like touching your face. I'm getting a lot better at that. I'm gonna get a lot better at wearing my mask in public places. So today, I want to end, I'm sorry, hold on. I want to end today with an email I received from a gentleman whose wife is a teacher. My 3 daughters are teachers. I was a teacher for 17 years. And I wanted to read this email to the citizens of St. Bernard Parish. I was wondering if you could do me a favor. When you do the acknowledgement for the frontline nurses and doctors, etc., can you throw in the teachers as well, because my wife teaches 4th grade at Araby Elementary. And I have to say, given the situation, and just from what I have seen, they are doing an amazing job teaching these kids with no way to really prep for anything like this. I'm asking because even though they aren't fighting the virus, they are doing unbelievable things with a small amount of prep time and resources. They jump in and do what they have to do to educate their students. And also a shout out to the parents who have become the teachers. Parents who've been out of school for a lifetime, but Googling the new way of teaching that is unfamiliar to them. There are also superstars, in my opinion, and I think a nice shout out would make them feel appreciated. Thanks for your time. Sorry for the long rant. I don't think it's a rant, by the way. But I see my wife busting her ass every day to take care of her students. So with that said, thank all of our teachers. I want to thank the citizens of St. Bernard Parish, and God bless each and every one of you.